Hello, everyone. I'm going to remind you again, since we just learned this about our salute here, our martial arts salute. So with our right hand, now, shortly I'm going to take this off, but whenever you see me teaching with some kind of sleeve on one arm, it's my right arm. So that's how you know. Wonderful. So we got everybody with their right arm. We're going to be in a nice kind of body shape. We're going to have our elbows down when we do this. And we're going to make a fist. And what we said last time was we bring our fingers down, 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 down. And then we put our thumb across. This is like a sign language S, if anyone knows sign language. And then welcome.
Hi.
Hi, welcome. So we're just going through the salute, just a review here. Then we take our Tai Chi hand, or our palm hand, and we put this face of this flat face in our hand like this. And then we do this tricky thing where we cover the hole. There's a hole there, right? We cover the hole. So right fist, left palm come together, and then I push out just a little bit. I was never particularly taught to push out. We talked about that last week. So, and this is a standing palm. So you see how it stands like this? Stands up, yeah. Actually, it's a sitting palm. I mean, it's a sitting hand. I should say that. So, like this and this. I think everybody's got it. Nice. All right. So welcome, everybody. We're going to try it again. Ready? We're going to put our feet together, our arms at our side, bring our arms up, make a fist with the right hand, palm, and push out. Nice. Nice. And as I said before, if you would just like to wave, or you'd like to nod your head, or even say hello, that works for me. What we're doing is we're gathering as a Tai Chi community, and we all are showing respect to each other through this salute. But there's lots of ways we can show that, right? Just in our behavior and our demeanor and everything else. So welcome, everybody. Here we are. We are in our third class. And this third class includes people who've been doing Tai Chi for a long time, and also people who are absolutely new to it. So what we're doing today is we're getting a feel, and throughout these 2 months of August and September, we're going to get a feel for what Tai Chi is like, and we're going to explore it in a fun way. And then we're going to have a class that'll start at the same time. And it will probably teach a form, or we'll see who all's in the class at September and who wants to continue. And we will prioritize our new students, but there will always be something for everybody. So we'll be asking you. So you may get something from me in the mail to ask about that. So if you're watching this online, you need to register so that you'll be in communication with me. So that's where we are today. So let's get warmed up. Let's start with our warm up as we did last week. I'd like to start with the moving like the waves. And we were coming down, pushing down, and coming up. And notice that I am sinking a little bit. You don't have to, but I'm sinking as I go down and coming up. Nice. Oh, I love to see the coordination. Nancy, that was beautiful. And I'm going to show it to you from the side. If that helps. So I'm coming up to shoulder height, And then my upper arms push first, then my forearms and my hands pretty much are like I am pushing something into water. Coming up and going down. Maybe breathing in. This can be so restful. And breathing out. Breathing in. You can do it faster or slower if the breath doesn't work for you there. Now we're gonna let our hands drop and rotate our arms. Keep our shoulders down as we come up. We're gonna bring our arms just to like 45 degrees and then let the forearms go over and push down. This is going to be gazing up at the moon. So we're going to let our hands come down, rotate and up, gaze up, and then your gaze comes down. And up and down. And just, we'll keep going. And up, gaze up and down. You know, when I do this, I like to feel the peace of it and the stretch of it. And then I have whatever thought I'm going to have. Like it might be really taking in all that's good and bringing it into myself. Hey, Yali, nice to have you here. We're doing gazing up at the moon. So I'm going to give you some feedback. We're going to bring our arms up until they're just above our shoulders, and then look, they come around. So actually our elbows never go above our shoulders. Isn't that tricky? I should have said that before. They almost do. And I'm watching you, so I'm not gazing up, but you're welcome to gaze up. This is gazing at the moon. You can breathe in and breathe out. And now we're going to come up and out and be a bird. So your upper arms start. You're flapping in against, oh, the air is so thick because you're flying. Keep those elbows down. Beautiful job, everybody. And you can once again be breathing out in as you compress in and out. Nice, Julie. Looks really good. Nice. Oh, yeah. Feel your feathers. Can you feel your feathers? Can you feel the wind? Yeah. Yeah. Can you be really tall and feel the wind? Feel how you, as your arms go out, the wind can go through your feathers, but it can't as you come in, because nice. Now, one of the things we're never going to do in Tai Chi, I'm going to show you right now, we're always a circle. So when we do this, if we start being a line or back here, see like this, like back here, we're no longer really a circle. We want to have a circle, even if it's a huge circle, a circle that you could imagine. So we're going to change this now, and we're going to come in and be around an East Coast tree. I am located in North Carolina. This is a big tree for North Carolina. Now it's going to grow. I'm going west. I'm going west. Oh my gosh, I'm all the way to the big, big trees. Still a circle. I love the way everybody's elbows are down. And I am hooked to this tree. And I don't know, maybe we're going all the way across the United States and back again on one breath. Breathing in. Nice. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then we're going to rotate our arms and we're going to stand up as we push down. Feel very, very tall. Right at the top of your head. Wonderful. How was that? Oh, smiles. Yes, yes, that was good. All right, good, good, wonderful. So today
Jeannie,
we're going to,
can I have
yeah,
a brief
yeah,
question
yeah.
about that?
Sure, John.
Should we also be thinking of using the back of our waist to help us do a circle so that our arm, in terms like when we do Tai Chi, we're moving from the back of our waist?
So I
Or
think
do we not think of this
what
because
I'm
this
going
is
to tell
totally
the
different?
new students, I mean, your waist is your spine, at the lower part of your spine, right? Sort of right here. And when I say in the class before, when we do prepare and we sit in that bar stool, we're making sure that we're tipping the bottom part of our spine down. So, you know, when we go down, we're going down really like onto that bar stool, right? We're doing that. What I really like personally to think of when I'm doing anything is that everything starts from my center of gravity, which is in fact right here. It's a little tiny difference. I'll say this. I understand from people who do gymnastics that it's a little different for men and women, but it's only different by a very small amount. All right. All right. Because we're just built differently, just little minor differences. But when we are moving, any movement we make in Tai Chi, we do want it to emanate from our very center. We want the idea of it to emanate. And yes, if you're turning at all, or if you're trying to have a movement at all of your arms, you really want to think of it as coming from here. And often when we're turning, it starts here. And we turn, and when an arm goes out, it goes out with it. We will be talking a lot more about that next week or the week after. All right. So now I have more tips on the curriculum. So, but the short answer is yes. But I wanted to have people understand what I think is good. We got a lot of new people here, so I want to also just they wouldn't know what the waist is yet. So very good question, John. Very good question. Everything we do, everything, and figuring out, well, then how would I do that? How would I do that having it also come from my center and my spine? So we'll get back to more of that later. All right. So I would like, hey, we did this last week. We did this last week. I want you to just jiggle a little bit. Jiggle yourself down. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. That's right. And then remember, we're just knees and toes in line. Always knees and toes in line, right? So we're going to get the knees and toes in line. I'm on my railroad tracks. I'm going to put a little more of my weight on one side. And now you do not have to worry about which is right arm and which is left arm at all. Okay. So, so we're jiggling, and then we're going to move enough weight over here. So I talk about our Tai Chi pole. Just think of your center as moving. Your center is moving enough over here that you can just put weight, a little tiny bit of weight on this leg, whatever is going to be this leg for you, on your heel, head, and then we're going to turn it out. What are we doing? We talked about this last week. Turning it here, turning it here, turning it here. Nice. So this is staying. You see that? This one's staying. They're both bumping to just show myself that my knees and toes are in line. Okay, you can do it fast or you can do it slow. Right? And then we're going to do it on the other side. So take your center, move your center over. Not all the way, just enough. There's less on here. And you can think about your, on this side, and you can think about your heel pad, and then we're going to do it again. Okay, so here we go. Boom. And I just flex my knees at the same time. This helps with that sort of getting your spine all relaxed as well. Let's try an experiment. I want you to stand very tall, and shift over a little bit and be just sort of very tall. Maybe you have you're not sitting on the bar stool. Let's put it that way. You're not sitting on the bar stool. A lot of people will find that when they try to do this now, they can't go very far. They don't go. Now remember, you're keeping this one where it is. Okay. Not everybody finds that because they can unlock really easily, but not everybody can. Now, jiggle, 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 jiggle. Be a gorilla, shift over, and oh my gosh. For me, it makes a big difference. This is one of those things in Tai Chi of figuring out when you're kind of unlocking in the back, in sort of in that waist area we were talking about earlier of your spine. But it's actually, it's a joint. It's a joint in your pelvis. So anyway, we're bumping those knees, and what are you doing? You're training yourself that this is how you turn out your toes. You turn out your leg. And you want your knee and your toe in a line. All right? Okay, so there's our knee bumps for today. Now, we can dance a little bit. We'll just do a little more. Okay, so you don't have to dance, but you know, like I promised fun in this course. Now, keep this other leg straight. You see what I'm doing? This one, there's a change right here. This one's staying where it is. See that? And this one's opening. And then this one's staying where it is. And this one's opening. You don't have to do it fast like I am. And you can just have fun. Right? Then slow it down. And this is more like Tai Chi. Except we probably wouldn't snap our fingers, right? We'd do something like this. Right? Yeah. Yeah, we would. All right, so what I want to do next, while we're kind of got this dance theme going, is I want to try this movement. the end our warm up this way. So let's turn out one foot. You can mirror me or do it everywhere. I want you to move all the way over, and then I want you to put a heel out. Put a heel out. So what we're going to do is turn this out, stand here. You can go ahead and stand here if you want. And can you do this as a dance? Nice. I'm going out diagonally. In fact, I could like do 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 do. Right. Palm away. Wave somebody off. Say, nope, not now. I'm doing my Tai Chi. Nice. Nice. Let's do it on the other side because I don't know about you, but you know, like this is training for my thighs. All right. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to be over here where we feel comfortable. Go out as far as you want. And what we're going to do is first just do this. Right? So I'm just swinging out. You probably did this sometime. When I do this, it's not really the exact same thing, but you know, we could not do it along my lines, which makes it easy for you to see. We could do it like this. And I think this reminds me of, it's not the same thing. I've convinced myself of that. But when I was in nursery school and kindergarten, we did this thing called, you know, like put your left leg out. Remember that? Nobody remembers it.
Hokey pokey. Hokey
Put
pokey.
your leg out, put your leg out, put your leg out, and you shake it all about. Anyone remember that? Yes. All right. Yes, Nancy. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. Right. It's old home week, right? This is something you know, your body already knows, right? So you can do it on the other side, right? It's going to put the, and, oh, wait, this, yeah, is that right? Yeah, no, this way, here we go. Like this, there we go. That's the way I think, that's sort of the way I remember the hokey pokey, right? It's the same thing we were doing earlier of taking it out. So I just wanted to practice that a little bit and have you notice, let's go back to what we did first, or we'll do it on this side. Remember we did it like this? It's the same thing, right? But we invented the bow step last week. And oh my goodness, my heels are on my shoulder width apart lines. I just stepped out into a bow step. So maybe over here, if I'm doing that, let's see, this one's to the corner and I'm over here and I go, I'm stepping out into a bow step. So let's remember that bow step from yesterday, but let's do it first. So I'm gonna show it this way. You can do it however you want to do it. Remember, railroad track lines that can be this way or any direction you want. But where are your feet? Shoulder width apart. Because if you were a tree or you're a person, it's much better to have your whole structure solid, right? So it balanced. So here we are, and I have my legs shoulder width apart. That's all these lines mean, these railroad tracks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this this way, put one this way, and I'm going to stand here, and you know, I'd be like doing it here, right? I'd be doing it here. So, but you can do it however you want. So I'm putting the foot out, shoulder width apart, I'm what we call rooting with my heel, touching, but you could really sort of start to feel it, connect with it, and get a little bit of that feeling you had last week as you go heel, ball, toe, and sort of bend that knee. Remember, the knee does not go over your toes. Your knee does not go over your toes. So there it is. And there's a line most of the time. Every once in a while, there's not if we do a move. So this is not a requirement. But oftentimes you see from my heel all the way to the top of my head, it's like one line. Now, if it's shorter, the line will be headed more up. And if it's longer, the line will be, tilted a little different, but it's one line. Okay? So that's part of what happens in a bow step a lot of the time. Now, the other reason I had you do this dance, right? Like this. There's two things that were happening. Watch my body. It's turning a little bit. You don't have to turn your upper body when you do it, but one hip's going to go in front of the other, right? And when that hip is in front of the other, you're going to step out. But when you're doing it like this, you will never step too far. If you're dancing, right? You're never going to step. You'll always be able to bring it back. And that's what you want in Tai Chi. You want to always be able to bring it back. Then heel, ball, toe, bend knee. We could do it with our other foot. This one out here. Root with the heel, ball, toe, bend knee. My upper body could do a lot of different things. Nice exercise, huh? But this is the basic lower body position. We talked a little bit last week about some other things. One is that I want you to have that feeling that there's an earthquake. All right, so put yourself in this position. What's the position again? One foot out. Yes, Erlyn?
Sorry, this is kind of basic, but so we're doing shoulder width apart work. And I just
Yes.
wondered how you define your shoulder width for yourself.
For right now, with new students, the way I define, first of all, the way I really define it is I feel stable in the position. And I feel like, most people say, but this doesn't work for everybody, must have been my experience. Most people say that the outside of your shoulders, I would say where your bone is, the outside of your bones, because everybody's shoulders are sort of different, right? Outside of your bones is about where the outside of your heels would be, right? Out about there, or maybe where your toes would be. So shoulders width. So whatever this width is, or for me, that width should be this width.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So I wanted to show you that we take this step out. It should be one you can bring back. Never go too far that you can't bring it back. Remember, this is a martial art. You've got to be able to get your step back if something's not going to work. Then I want you to ground I want you to get that heel as if as if the ground is going to suck you in now that you've got your heel. Maybe it's really sticky and you're going to go heel, ball, toe. Now I want to watch what happens with your center. We were talking about the center earlier, the very center of you. So this is what I'm going to do. You see, my center is right here to start with. See that? It is right over where my heel is and my foot is, right? That's where my weight is centered. So I'm balanced. I put this foot out. It's still there. Now watch what happens. Heel, ball, toe. It's going to come towards the center. Now I haven't put much weight on this yet. I've moved forward some, but there's still not a lot of weight. I'm going to bend that knee over the toe. And as I do, my center is going to stay on that line and my hips are going to turn to the corner. Not that they weren't kind of turned some already when I just put it out. So, and they could turn along the way if you want to smooth it out. But notice that I don't do this. Right? It moves to the center and then it stays in the center. All right, so that's what you want. One of the things for a bow step is it's centered. So what I want you to do is get into the bow step. One foot, your back foot is at 45 degrees. Front foot is straight in the direction you're going. And you're straight. You have a Tai Chi pole. And if you send something down from it, it's right in the center. It's right in the center this way. The center this way of your line that you're going on. All right. So this is a bow step. One other thing. Do you remember the earthquake we did last week? So imagine an earthquake right now from being in this bow step. Imagine it. It's like shaking around. Really shake yourself around. When you shake yourself around, don't you feel a couple of things happening? Don't you feel that your knees bend a little more, right? Your knees bend a little more and your arms tend to go out, right? So we can go ahead and put them out. That'll make us feel even more like that. And you notice that your whole foot is on the ground, like they're just glomming on to like, how can I hold on to anything right now, right? So if you really imagine that, you, as John was pointed out, your spine is involved, your spine is trying, your center is trying to drop a little, and you're really glued to the floor. You are heavy in the bottom of you. You don't want to be heavy up here because in an earthquake, you'll go all sorts of places. No, you want your weight to get down. So when we do our bow step and we move as far forward as we are, never past our toes. When we come back, never our front leg is less bent, a lot less bent. It's not quite straight, but it's straighter. It's straighter. It's a hard thing to see if your bow step is smaller. Whose bow steps are bigger? Whose bow steps are smaller? Well, if I'm really bending my knee a lot, it's gonna be really, really big. But I'll have to keep it bent to take it back. And that's hard work here. So if I don't want to work so hard, I don't bend as far, it doesn't go as far. Both of them work. Right? So they're all ways of doing the bow step. The reason why I'm doing this is because bow steps are just really, really really, really fundamental. As we found out last week, there were a lot of people that when I had you do something on rocky ground and the wind was coming from all over the place and then there was an earthquake, your feet went into a position very similar to a bow step. So it's very important to learn it. So this is our review of the bow step. And what I want to do now is something a little more fun, maybe. Don't be bashful, even if you were not good at things like this. So I want you to pretend you are either, it works particularly well if you're pretending you're a football quarterback. But if you're not into football, you could be, one person said, oh, I used to do shot put. So it worked there. One person said, oh, I was a baseball pitcher. What I want you to do is be a professional. Of course, we won't look like professionals. And I want you to like go back for a big, yes, Nancy, exactly. Get back for that pass. Get ready for that pass and pass. Nice, beautiful. Get back for that pass and pass. Someone's gonna get you. You're playing football, you gotta be quick. You're gonna get back for that pass and pass. All right, now I want you to slow it down. Beautiful, you folks are great. All right, so we're gonna get back for the pass and slow it down. It's in slow motion. Instant replay. Great. Perfect. Now I want you to try it in slow motion again for yourself and tell me something you notice about what your body does every time you do it. Ready? So take it back. Throw that ball. What's happening? Anything you noticed? What happens? Nancy.
I noticed slow twisting in both the windup and the throw.
Interesting. What's twisting?
The upper body is twisting different from the lower body.
It is. It is. Why do you think it's twisting?
To accommodate the direction.
Yeah, that would help. The direction of what?
First of all, the direction of my focus and my concentration, but also the direction of the travel of the ball.
Of the ball. Nice. We will come back to that. Lovely. Anyone notice anything else? Do it again. So get your ball. You could do it this way, you know, or you could do it this way. You could do it however you want to do it. What else do you notice? Are you moving your feet at all when you go into it? Where do your feet end up? Do you shift your weight at all?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say is you know, my weight starts in one place and it ends up in another, you know.
It does. It does. It does. Any other observations people have?
Edie, I can feel when I tossing the ball.
Yes.
Forward, I can feel the strength coming gradually from bottom up, waist, and forward.
Nice. All right. Wow. You guys are fabulous. Anything else? Anyone's got? My feet start together. Start your feet together. or near each other, and then do it. See where your feet end up. Do they want to move?
Yeah.
Mine don't work well if I just do it like this. I have to take a step. Anyone else take a step?
Yeah.
At least one. You might take two, depending. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Most of us end up doing something similar to a bow step, believe it or not. We come back like this and we ground right before, what do? We're wound up. That was beautiful, Nancy. We're wound up, right? And then we unwind. It's like we're spring. We unwind and watch the ball's direction. I wind up. It's in this hand. I wind up. Look at the direction. It's one direction. It's coming straight at you. So yes, Nancy. Yes, and you said it has something to do with giving the direction, and Yali said giving energy to the ball, right? Yali? You felt the energy going from your push off up through your body into your arm and out the ball. And in fact, that is what happens. So when you look at professional sports players, this is part of throwing, and you can actually look at coaches give you great feedback on how to like not open your arm too far, your shoulder, because you'll rip out your shoulder, right? And in Tai Chi, we never ever, remember how I said you're always like a big tree, right? You can be a small tree, you can be a big tree, you can be a big tree, but you're never like this. And we are about storing energy and releasing it. And as Yali said, it is always coming. Ultimately, it comes from the bottom up and out. So why is this relevant? Two things. First of all, football players throw balls. Tai Chi is, the way I do it, a very peaceful art. I use it for that. I find it meditative. It's moving meditation for me. It is also a martial art. And all the movements have some martial art application. What's the application here? It's throwing a strike. Instead of throwing a ball, you're throwing a strike. And in fact, this is the sketch. What you just did is, and talked about, are the pieces of a movement in Tai Chi called brush, knee, and push. It looks like this. You swing and step. Guess what? That's what we were doing earlier when we were doing hokey pokey, right? Swing and step, but we're twisting, as Nancy said, right? We're twisting, not over twisting, but look at where my chest is. It's not here. It's all the way here. And my hands, back here. Then, as we move forward, heel, ball, toe, and a lot of us were doing that, we just let that arm come through to our shoulder. And then we finish unwinding. what's happening with the unwinding? We're finishing, we're bending our knee, and we let it go forward. It's all one movement. Wow. I can't believe this. Okay. So we have two people who've never done Tai Chi before, and they're basically doing brush, knee, and push. Okay. So you're ready to learn. Brush, knee, and push has some extra things. We're always picky, right? We're always a little picky, but that's what it is. It's throwing a ball. It's throwing a strike, but it's actually the same, completely the same thing. So so what I want to do is I'm going to go back to the bow step now, because this is really a bow step day, but it's also a coordination day. I want you to be in the bow step, and I just want you to throw some balls for me. So so you could put your shoulder to my shoulder and face this way if you want. No, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Put your shoulder to my shoulder, okay? And face this way, right? And you're going to put your right foot this way, and just have a hand here. Have your hands like this. We in Tai Chi, we're never like this. We hold our ball up here. I want you to actually hold a ball right now, because it's going to be easier to imagine. And stand on your right leg. Have your left foot here. And we're going to turn to the right, and we're going to wind up and take a step out. Can you do that? Then we're just going to throw that ball. So let's just throw it. Here's the ball. And throw it. Nice. Nice. Just however you want to throw it, just to get that movement in. If you can end up in a bow step, it'll make me happy. The coordination is swing, step. You did that earlier in Hokey Pokey. Swing, step. Nice. Then the way we do it in Tai Chi is we heel, ball, toe, polish the table, and let our right arm come into our shoulder. We bend the elbow. We actually don't bend the knee yet. We're like this. And then we finish the unwind. And it keeps going. It's a very, very natural coordination. So this is brush, knee, and push. And it looks really, really beautiful. I'm just going to show you. Here is brush, knee, and push. And in fact, here's another one. Now, what's nice about this is you can do them forever. One after another. And what's nice about this for those of you who are new is you can not only learn brush, knee, and push, you can learn how to move in slow motion and how to move your Tai Chi pole over smoothly in slow motion. Because that's the hardest part of Tai Chi. Well, no, coordinating the upper and the lower is the hardest part, but guess what? You folks did that naturally. You threw a ball. So next week, we are going to get into this a little more. so that you can, in fact, move through from one brush knee to another and really learn a movement, brush knee and push. So we'll be doing that next time. Now we're not done yet because I want to go back to what we did on the very first day, very first day. And I want us to be starting to move our Tai Chi poles and have butterflies on our arm. So everybody here on the first day? I think everybody was. So starting here, we're gonna put a butterfly on the arm, and remember, we let that butterfly jump from here all the way over here and then get on this arm. We're actually going to take a step. Sorry, let's do the footwork first. I am getting ahead of myself. Shift your Tai Chi pole over here. Release your foot. Step out what? Shoulder width. Toe, ball, heel. Move here to the center. Keep moving. Heel, ball, toe, release. Bring your foot in to whatever is comfortable for you. Technically, it should be shoulder width apart. Come back. Think of this Tai Chi pole. Step out as far as you want. Toe, ball, heel. Move. We all know we can be balanced. We were balanced just a minute before. Bring that foot in. Come back. Out. And in. Okay, and we're going to from here, we are going to see, let's see, from here. Here, put this foot out. That's where you, here we go. That's the easy way. And when you're in the center, your arms are in the center. Then remember, you turned the upper arm, let the butterfly take a different view, and it walked down your arm and you're moving your weight. Nice. Bring your foot in when it gets here. And that's when you're moving your foot, that's when the butterfly jumps onto your inside arm. And the inside arm always goes up and outside arm comes down. When you're going past center to the side, your weight goes to that side. You step out and shift. This is another movement. This is cloud hands. And I just want to touch this movement many times because we're going to learn lots of skills. And you folks are moving so much better than you did 2 weeks ago. Wow. Nice. I'm going to show it to you this way. You're going to be going the other direction now. Let's see. Let's do it here. Let's see. Where do we want to be? Step out with your left foot. Your left foot a little bigger than shoulder width apart. And right arm is dropping down. Left arm is up at the center. When your weight is even, they look like this. Then your left arm is turning, pulling down, and you step in at the side. You come back and continue. Nice butterfly arms. They're rounded. Just sketch it. It takes a long time to learn this. Is why we start before, right on the first day. So if it feels like it's way too much, don't worry. Just enjoy it. You can do this everywhere too. Oh, it looks great. Great. And if your arms just go anywhere right now, that's just fine. What we want to do is feel like, as John said earlier, everything is part of one movement. And over time, your body will get used to how Tai Chi does that. Just enjoy it. All right. Any questions about anything we've done today? Are we good? All right. I'm glad we're good. All right. So one more thing we're going to do. I want you to reach out and I want you to imagine that there's some gritty sand here. It can be wet. It could be warm. It could be cool. It's whatever kind of sand you want. I want you to put your hands on that sand. And then I want you to sort of circle your arms, feel it, dig your hands into it, grab some. Come up and down. And then what I do is I put my palms down. I cross my arms, however you cross them. As they go out, I feel it taking the whole world, make it the kind of sand I want with all its grit. Pick it up, hold it tight, and release it. And cross your arms. Feel that sand. And maybe breathe with it. Take in the world, take in your breath. Hold it. And release it. Thank you, everybody. It's been wonderful.
Thank you very much, Didi. Great class.